everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using a Furry Merry Christmas. This is the stamp set and it comes with a coordinating thin cut set. So I'm going to use this puppy image along with some sentiments and one of the two bows, whichever one is going to fit. So I'm also going to follow loosely the pattern number 16 from Make It From Your Heart Volume 4, and I'll be using papers from Holly and Ivy. So I've loaded this stamp into my MISTI, and I'm going to stamp it out on white daisy cardstock using black ink because I'm going to color everything in using the tri-blend markers. Okay, so we'll get this little guy stamped out. He's so cute. Okay, and then I'm going to flip over my Versamat and stamp on the soft side of my Versamat. I'm going to stamp out one of each of these bows because I'm not sure which one is going to fit. So I'm going to stamp them both out and have them ready to go. Okay. All right, so now I am going to color everything in and then thin cut everything off camera. So get started coloring and then I'll skip ahead. Okay, now I have everything colored in and cut out and I'm ready to start cutting papers for my card. So I've got this piece of pattern paper from Holly and Ivy and that's going to be my card base. I'm going to cut that at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and I'm going to do a landscape card. I'm following the pattern in Make It From Your Heart. And this next piece is at 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to slightly alter the base that I'm going to put behind the little puppy because he's kind of large and I want to stamp my sentiment on that. So I'm going to cut it at 3 1/4 inches square instead of 3 inches square. And then I'll just make that frame around that piece a little narrower, so it's still going to be 3 1/2 inches square according to the pattern. Okay, and I'm just kind of looking at the different patterns and which one I want to use. I think I'm going to go with that one. And now I'm going to decide which shimmer trim I want to use. This is Clover and it's a little too bright, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Candy Apple. So I'm going to cut 5 1/2 inches. Get a nice straight edge when I use my trimmer for that. Okay. I think I'm going to use the stripes on this pattern vertically rather than horizontally. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment at the bottom. And it says Happy Holidays. And I'm just stamping direct in black ink. And now we can start assembling the card. Okay, so I have a card base, and this is an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Make sure the fold is at the top. And before I add this pattern paper, I'm going to sponge some evergreen ink around the edges, just to give it some more definition and pop, rather than layering it and bordering it with some cardstock. I'm just going to use this. It's a little trick to give more definition to the edges of a pattern paper. And then I'll apply that with Tombow to my card front. So we'll get that down and then we'll get the next piece down, which is the red pattern paper with all the Christmas sentiments on it. Get that down. Then I'll add my shimmer trim and it's self-adhesive. And then my sentiment panel And I'm going to pop that using some craft foam. So I'm just going to cut a little bit smaller than my square and put it down with the white Tombow glue. Make sure it's straight and setting up properly. And then I can add my little puppy with foam tape. And I'm going to add my bow, and that larger one is too large, so I'm going to use the smaller one. Pop that with some foam tape. And then, of course, I have to add some shimmer. So this is a candy apple shimmer brush. Let's add a little sparkle to that bow. And then the last step, I'm going to add some white dots from these black and white acrylic dots. Scatter a couple of those around. And there's my finished card. So all of these supplies are currently available in my online store. I'll make a list with links in the description below, and you can shop at the URL in the upper right corner of your screen. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.